and probably about 2000, I was going through an O&P magazine and seen an ad the KleenAire guys had, and thought, you know, what a great idea to help pick up all the dust and stuff in the air, especially the plaster dust from cutting and sawing on all your casts. We finally got a KleenAire in and we ran it, and what I started seeing was after I cleaned on a Friday clean, I could come back in on Monday and I would run it at night and then during the day periodically. And so I'd kick it on for the weekend, I'd come back in on Monday and eliminated all that fallout dust in our lab. After 30 days of running it, it was amazing at how much air dust it picked up from all that plaster cutting and grinding that was in the shop. You know, right away it's telling me it's doing something. And then the other side of it was odors that you pick up in your lab from chemicals and resins and glues. When this thing would run at night, you'd come back into your lab and have an odor-free environment. In fact, when it ran for a full weekend, you could walk into the lab and it had sort of a swimming pool kind of chlorine, light chlorine smell, very clean. That being said, I would do what I could do to change my filters, you know, and take care of those, clean out my charcoal filter whenever my first filter was too dirty to the back filter. Our old unit, if I'm right, buying that in 2000, it's now 2020, and the old unit is in our mini lab next door in our small office. The mounting of it, this is another kind of slick deal. So on the back of your wall, about 3/4 of the way up, there's a mounting strip back there, and you just use wall anchors, and it's just a flat metal piece. You punch your holes, you crank in some of those corkscrew inserts into your sheetrock, you hang it, you take the whole unit, put it against the wall, and drop it on it. So the whole thing is just set on the wall by a bracket. Super easy to remove if you ever want to move it to a different location. It runs on 110. We have them in our mini labs with our patient care facilities because they're small rooms. They do all their gluing in there, padding, and they have their Troutman in there. They do a lot of grinding. So whether it's composite, carbon, whatever, you run that thing periodically during the day and it will take that small room and absolutely keep it clean. So you won't have dirt on everything in that room. It keeps your air so much better. It's kind of amazing. Now the charcoal filter behind it is really a slick deal, especially if you're using resins that are really smelly. And if you can run this or get it anywhere near the area where that's being done, I would recommend running this thing because it will pick up those resin odors and eliminate them in your lab. That charcoal filter takes those odors out, no problem at all. As far as how I feel about it as a technician, I think this is a must tool in a lab. It's no different than my cast saw. It's no different than my pipe vise or a drill or whatever. This is a tool that if I went to some other shop and went to work for them, they didn't have it, I would request, and I would keep requesting until we got one put in the building. Because even your plaster room area with plaster traps and stuff get that funky kind of sewer smell. You kick this baby on, it will eventually draw that odor out of your building. And you will have so much better working environment as far as dirt and debris. And this is, you know, the gunk we breathe every day, all day long. So if this filter, you know, in 30 days, and we're not even running it a lot, we're running it periodically during the day, in that short of a time span, and I'm filling a filter up that quick, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer to me. Why would you not want to have something like this help pull all this dust out of your building? So in this lab, what we've done, we run it in intervals. So we took a simple timer from any hardware store or department store, and we put a timer on it. So every so many hours, it kicks on for an hour or two. And then when we leave the office after we clean up, it runs during the evening and helps pick up all the fallout from the nighttime after we've cleaned and everybody's gone. If I wanted to turn it on without using the timer, you know, I just click it on and we're good to go. And this is your volume level on low. So when we start coming in here, 3 or 4 of us are back here cleaning up on Friday or whatever night you're done. And we're running air hoses and blowing benches off. And I mean, we're spraying this stuff everywhere. We'll go ahead and kick it on high. And now we got a giddy up draw when we're in here working to help pull all this garbage out of the air. But for your everyday general use, right there works fantastic. It will actually do way more than what you would think. And we're not in an enclosed area here. We have open walls that go to the ceilings. The whole entire lab is open, and it's still just absolutely surprising how much stuff this will pull in.